Up to now, we've covered more strategy and foundational elements, but now we're going to look at what are the things we're going to fuel that fire with. What's my list look like? I want to make my list and check it twice. Okay, I came up with some ideas of how to start with this, and everyone's business is different. It always should start with your ideal customer profile, of course, but some of us don't yet have a database or don't have a list of target customers. So let's look at some ideas for that, okay? One is to buy a list, okay? Go to a provider online that uses some of these tools that we'll look at later, ZoomInfo, Crunchbase, whatever it might be, and have them start and build a list for you, okay? And it's affordable. You're gonna test it and try it out and see how reliable and accurate it is. That's a place to start. Another is under a DIY kind of concept, scrape a list. Get these tools on your own to scrape information. Once you know, you already have a sense for your customers, who they are, scrape a list online, do it yourself. Building a list is where you ultimately want to get to, but that takes time, okay? So these two first steps can feed into the list that you're gonna build, maintain, update, and keep current and accurate, okay? This is by no means an exhaustive list, and I did this kind of in phases of some tools that you could use as you're looking at doing this. At the top, we've got I gave Zoho as an example, but any kind of CRM. You may even want to start with Excel. You know, it's good enough for your purposes as you're starting this. Eventually, you are going to want a HubSpot or a Zoho to give you some more robust options and outreach. I like HubSpot because it's another all-in-one kind of solution that gives you now, it's got a CMS in there, landing pages, the email, outreach. Here's one possible outreach workflow using some of these tools, okay? Upwork or Fiverr could be your list builder. Reach out to someone. I used a provider in Albania, very reasonable. You don't necessarily need a CRM at the beginning. You can work with Excel. It has you can build in segmentation and try it out, okay? Zoho, a lot of these are freemium kind of models. Zoho is one of them, and a way to have all your contact database in one spot. Sources online you can find. Publicly available information is part of its database. But you can also use it for email outreach, and it has a tie-in over to LinkedIn. So you can do outreach. You can sign up for Apollo, and I think their basic one is $50 a month. And then you can integrate it to LinkedIn. You can do outreach that way, and then you can do outreach. You can email from Apollo. What I also like about it is you can export from Apollo right to Excel. So if you say even a month, you try it for $50, you know you can export some names that you maybe didn't have before. Next, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. LinkedIn changes their products and their services every week, it seems like. But the ability to get a database, reach out to people, direct messages, InMail. I like combining it with a tool like DuckSoup, which I call it a LinkedIn bot army. It's using artificial intelligence. So rather than sending 10 messages a day to 10 people, it can expand that. It knows the rules and restrictions of LinkedIn and stays within that to allow you to do a broader outreach, okay? ZoomInfo, we're starting to get into the more pricey territory, but often in marketing, that's one of the things that we like to do is look for hidden value, areas that have maybe been overlooked. Don't laugh, but like direct mail also stands out now because it's so different and unique, and who gets postcards and packets in the mail anymore? Apollo also has phones. It's not perfect, but I've actually reached people on their cell phones before through Apollo. Okay, Ryan's nodding, so it is in there. It's what you can find online. And then Google Ads, right? Tying it together, a different kind of approach we'll look at in a little more detail in a moment. Go ahead. So what does this all cost? I've kind of broken these into tiers. At the top, you've got your basic or your free kind of stuff. Excel is included with Office, of course. So as you move down, the price goes up. But Apollo, LinkedIn, Sales Navigator, DuckSoup, all of these have tiers. They have monthly and annual subscriptions. Try it out for 3 months, then you lock in for a year if you're seeing value there, and it's proving that ROI for you. Before you get into the real money territory like ZoomInfo, Google Ads also very customizable. $50 in a market or $5,000 in a market. It's all depending on what you want to try out. Next, I'd like to look at what we're aiming to achieve here. In marketing, it's about sending the right message to the right customer, the right audience at the right time. So we'll take a look at some ways to do that and starting to work with marketing funnels, okay? So you've probably seen this before, the different phases of marketing or communications or strategic outreach. Getting someone's attention, the awareness, shifting down the funnel, it narrows, your audience is getting smaller, to intent, and then finally to a conversion or a sale. These on the right are activities, campaigns, ideas, concepts, basically tactics, right? They don't always map cleanly to these different phases. There's a lot of overlap there. But I gave some examples of things that could be used at different points of the funnel. Events, at a trade show booth, you want to get someone's attention for the first time, get them to stop by and have a conversation. That's definitely the awareness phase. Social media posts, PPC, videos. We don't know about you, but this caught my eye on LinkedIn or whatever it might be. Let's take a look and understand better. You go down the funnel more to hopefully to intention. You can't get someone's email address until they've expressed something, that they see value in what you're doing. They give up their email for that. So we're now at intention. That's where some segmentation comes in. What I'm going to offer to Jeff would be very different to what I'm going to offer to Ashton. Account-based marketing, different ways to reach a different segment of your audience, okay? Again, more customized things like drip campaigns, case studies, I'm going to send out based on the person's need, their intent. Finally, getting further down the funnel, getting smaller and smaller in your audience, to hopefully driving to conversion, or more targeted elements, demos and sales calls. Webinars is higher up because I don't yet know who wants my solution, but I don't do a sales call with everybody that would be on a webinar. It wouldn't work. Okay? So what are you going to put in there? Again, B2B. B2C would be different. But if you're thinking, well, I'll handle them when they get to sales, I'll convert them there, and I'll start sharing stuff with them then, it's too late. They wouldn't have got to you. They're 70% of the way to making a decision already. By the time they pick up the phone or engage with a chat bot or talk in more depth at a trade show, okay? I thought I was surprised when I read that.